bienvenidos to my channel. Yo me llamo Kelly and this is Adventures in Spanish. And are you looking for somewhere that you can learn or develop even your español? Well, I've just returned from Malaga on the Costa del Sol in southern España, and I think you're going to be quite surprised of what I found out there. ¿Listo? Vamos! Well, maybe it's because I've been watching too many episodes of Home in the Sun or Buy Your Second Home in the Winter Sun programs. And I've had this kind of idea that the Costa del Sol was a kind of like a Brits Abroad type of destination. So I've always been quite reluctant to go there, if I'm honest. Málaga, Torremolinos and all those kind of places, they've never really been the kind of place that I've thought, oh yeah, I really want to go there. So when I started looking into Malaga and researching Malaga as a destination to learn or start learning or improve your Spanish, I was quite sceptical to begin with when I started. I thought, you know, the Brits abroad, everyone's going to speak English. It's going to be packed with Brits, you know, there's going to be loads of hen do's and stag do's going on. Yeah, that's pretty much kind of what I thought. But actually, I've just come back from 7 days, like 7 full days in Malaga, in the centre of Malaga. And I've got to tell you, I am very, very impressed, and I was really pleasantly surprised with what this incredible city has to offer the language learner. Now, I didn't come across, I came across such a handful of people that spoke that spoke English while we were there. We were there from a Monday to a Sunday. So full kind of, you know, full 7 days. And I mean, everybody that I came across, like literally everybody, spoke Espanol. There was a handful of people that I heard speaking English. Now, I don't know if that's because we stayed in El Centro Histórico, which is possibly a place that is more, attracts more internal or Spanish visitors. I don't know. But really, I didn't come across hardly anybody that was speaking English. Something else I think that probably influenced the amount of Spanish speakers that were there was, of course, I went the first week of January, so from the 2nd to the 8th of January, which of course, if you know anything about how Christmas is celebrated in Spanish-speaking Catholic countries, you'll know that that is when Los Reyes is celebrated. And Los Reyes in Malaga is magical, absolutely magical. The city was still full of Christmas lights. There were things going on everywhere. There was a real nice buzz around the city. And of course, on the 5th of January, that's the La Cabalgata de Reyes. That's the kind of like the big procession, the big parade that goes through the main cities in the Spanish-speaking countries, particularly in Spain, that represents the arrival of the three kings, Los Reyes Magos. I'm recording another lesson all about Los Reyes Magos and La Cabalgata de Reyes in Malaga. You can watch that another time. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that now. Just that there were thousands upon thousands of tourists. It was very, very busy Malaga when I was there. But I didn't hear, I'm serious, I didn't hear hardly anybody speaking English. So everybody was speaking Espanol. And another really interesting thing as well that I found is that there was a wide variety of accents. So I'm very well tuned, my ears are very well tuned, and I can spot and recognise Spanish from different areas in Spain, but also South America and Central America. And there were a lot of people from South America, from South America. I heard Colombian accents, I heard what I thought was Bolivian accents, and muchos argentinos, like a lot of Argentines. There are a lot of Argentines in Malaga, a huge community in fact, and that's evident from the amount of Argentine restaurants that we came across. They were like everywhere. It was incredible. The Argentine grills and the empanada shops. Really, really lovely to see that. So from the moment we got there, all of the interactions that I had were in Espanol, all of them. When we had to go to the tourist information a couple of times, and I was greeted in English because of course I look like, I'm English. I was greeted in English, hello, how could I help you? And I just went straight into speaking Español, okay? Hola, buenos días, sí. And then I just went on, and then they responded in Español. They just responded in Español. And a few times people commented on my accent and that I can speak Spanish, really well. And it gave them some really interesting conversations as well. So there are plenty of opportunities to practice your Español in Malaga. The tourist information, lots and lots of fabulous restaurants and cafes. I'm going to do another video on all of the food, the experiences that we had with food in Malaga. But just to give you an idea, tapas restaurants in El Mercado and in Café Madrid, all of the interactions were in Spanish, and I even, my children even spoke Spanish to the waiters and did the ordering of the food. There was no problem at all with any of it. We were very welcomed. It was just great. It was a really, really wonderful opportunity to speak Español, for my kids to practice their Spanish. It was great. So in January, in enero, the first kind of week of enero, it wasn't really hot. It was the equivalent of like a nice spring day in the UK. Temperature varied from 16 to 19 degrees. So you I wore shorts every day, but the sea was too cold to swim in. Had like a t-shirt on and then a long sleeve top, and even a light jacket and jeans in the evening. Yeah, so be aware of that if you're planning on going in January for the Reyes Magos, for all of that wonderful celebration that is the Cabalgata de los Reyes Magos. It is a bit chilly, especially in the evenings. Transport, another fabulous opportunity to practice your Español. And this is something that I say a lot in my lessons. You can learn how to control your learning environment when you're abroad, and public transport is a great way to do that. So when we arrived at the airport, we had a bit of an idea that we wanted to get the train into Malaga City. We weren't quite sure how we were going to do that, where we needed to buy our ticket from or anything like that. But we did. We went to the entrance of the train station and spoke to one of the people there that was attending, that was helping. And it was just so simple. You just get your debit card, you tap it in to get onto the train, and when you leave the station at your destination, you tap your card again to get out. And it was like £1, I think it was £1.40 per person for a 15-minute train ride. And the trains, you have to wear a mascarilla on public transport, a mask on public transport in Spain. But the train service was incredible. It was big. The trains were big and spacious and clean and fast and on time. And it's like, it was a really pleasant experience, to travel from the airport to Malaga City. Okay, so, obviously we did an awful lot of exploring around the city, but the main reason for me to go to Malaga was to visit the language school that I've partnered with to offer our Learn Spanish and Cooking trips. So this is what this is about, the second part of this video. Okay, so the language school is located, it's about 20 minutes by bus, outside of the city centre. And the buses that go there are really frequent. You can get the numero uno, the number 1, or the numero tres, the number 3 from the city centre. And it drops you off in the barrio, in the neighbourhood of where the language school is. So we were dropped off and we walked down towards the language school through the barrio, and it was really interesting to experience the neighbourhood in all its glory, really. These neighbourhoods that are on the outskirts of the city are where the host families live that we include in these trips. And we passed lots of cafes and lots of supermercados. And the cafes, they were all drinking chocolate caliente and eating churros. I mean, it was lovely. And when you get off the bus, you head down towards the beach, head down towards the sea. It's about a 7-minute walk from the bus stop. So not far at all. And as you approach the language school, you'll see the area that it's in. It all opens up. It's in a very, very clean, picturesque area. There's a museum right next to it, and it's on the beachfront. It's just literally across the road from the beachfront, from the beach. Here's a little video that I made while I was there, just to give you an idea of where the language school is and what there is in its surroundings. Hola, ¿cómo están? Espero que bien. I'm here in Málaga at the Málaga Language School. This is the school that we have partnered with to start offering our amazing language immersion trips. I've just been in and had a chat with Ana and Sebastian, super amables, really nice people. The classrooms are fabulous. This is a brand new language school. It's only been opened for a month, so all of the equipment, everything is brand new and it's sparkly and it's great. And they've got 7 Spanish teachers that work here full time. And the great thing about this language school is that they have lessons in the morning, in la mañana, and in la tarde, in the afternoon as well. And just to top it all off, have a little look at the amazing view. So we have La Playa is literally just across the way there. Really, really great venue. For a language school. So there we go. More information about the classes coming soon and our amazing immersion programs. So all of the facilities are brand new. It's fabulous. For our the course, the trip that we organised, you would go to the language school in the morning for your Spanish lesson, and then in the afternoon you would have your afternoon free, and they provide and they can organise lots of different activities for you if you like, or you can just have some free time. And of course you've got the cooking classes included as well. So it's quite a very unique and immersive experience. I have experience of not just learning but also teaching in a variety of language schools all over South America and Europe, and I can tell you this one is one of the nicest I've ever been to. Now, I taught English in Venezuela to an institution, and it was great, bit old, but it was fabulous. I was also involved in immersive experiences where students who wanted to immerse themselves more in the English language, this is in Venezuela, would come away with us for a few days to Curaçao, to one of the islands just off Venezuela, and we would have an immersive experience. I've also, as a student, learned Spanish at a Spanish school in Mérida. I've taught English at an institution in Ecuador, in Quito, in Ecuador, and I've taken lessons as well at a Spanish as a Spanish student. I've also taught English at a school in Mendoza in Argentina. So I have a lot of experience. I know what I'm talking about when I say this language school is absolutely fabulous. It's one of the best facilities I've come across in all of my years that I've been learning and teaching. I've been learning in all of my years that I was learning Espanol. When I started my own journey in my early 20s to now the last 10 years having been teaching Espanol. So it really is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for you to immerse yourself in the language. Okay, so as we come to the end of this video, my main kind of takeaways from the trip were, first of all, Malaga is a great city to practice your Spanish because of the amount of Spanish speakers there are there. Número uno. It's also a great place for you to learn how to control your learning environment by ordering food in restaurants and cafes and travelling on public transport, simply because there are so many restaurants and cafes and the public transport system is fabulous. And third, my final takeaway has got to be choose your accommodation carefully. Yeah, try and locate yourself in the heart of the Spanish speaking area, rather than choosing accommodation that that all Brits would book. So there are my 3 top tips. Keep your eyes peeled for another video. I'm going to do 2 more videos. One on my experience of Los Reyes, being in Malaga for Los Reyes, and another one a bit more detailed on the my experience of dining out in Malaga. All of the fabulous restaurants and the different types of menus that we came across and that we absolutely loved. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions about learning Espanol in Malaga, or about the Learn Spanish and Cooking trip that we offer, please get in touch. Otherwise, hasta la próxima. Adios.